Sony TFM96 AM FM radio. We're going to recap this. This is a Panasonic AM shortwave, National Panasonic, model R441. This works, but it has some weird intermittent to it. So we're going to try and find the intermittent, probably a bad solder joint. This is a Sony AM/FM portable transistor radio, TFM96, and it has some alkaline battery leakage damage. I've had this radio for years. When I got it, I did a minimal recap to get it just working, but I thought since I've been on this transistor radio kick, I'd bring it out and do a recap, full recap on it and get it working good. And I noticed that the crappy alkaline batteries leaked and did some damage to it. So unfortunately, this is all I got right now. So hey, it's non-GMO certified, so hopefully the radio won't get cancer. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to desolder the speaker and the antenna, and I'm going to pull the whole entire thing out and kind of scrub it off lightly in water with a toothbrush, because yeah, it's bad. Batteries are bad, man. I'm almost to the point where I'm like, these things are single use. Use it. If you turn the radio off, take the frickin' batteries out of it, because these batteries today, we should just go back to carbon batteries. Alright, well, I've done the best I can here. I took it out and I scrubbed it under running warm water with a toothbrush. I guess it's acceptable. I'm going to let it... I did my best not to get any water in any of these coils or the tuning capacitor or this switch, but I really don't like washing electronics with water. I know some people love it, but I don't like it. Look at that. Even the little Sony emblem is the stupid vapors from that leaking batteries. They just go through the whole radio and just... it's horrible. It would destroy a radio faster than anything. Anyway, we got a Panasonic to look at while this is drying, and then we'll come back and recap this thing, and hopefully it works. Look at all this alkalinity. National Panasonic. Oh, it's got a crack right there. I was about to say it's almost in mint condition, but nope. 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 Now this had an intermittent in it, if I remember right. So you'd hit it and it would come in and go out. Probably a bad solder joint. AM, of course, National Panasonic made great stuff. It's just an AM radio. Germanium AM radio. Lots of coils and capacitors and wiring AM radio. See if we can find the intermittent in this. Well, this is not what I remember. So where is AM on this? That should be medium wave, right?
We have to do it. And we have to do whatever we have to do. They've made it very, very difficult to run government. I don't think any administration has done anywhere near what we've done in 3.5 years. But every block, every week, they put up roadblocks. Whether it's Russia, or whether it's impeachment hoax, or whatever it may be, it's always roadblocks and a waste of time. If the House will not agree to that adjournment, I will exercise my constitutional authority to adjourn both chambers of Congress. The current practice of leaving town while conducting phony pro forma sessions is a dereliction of duty that the American people cannot afford during this crisis. It is a scam what they do. It's a scam, and everybody knows it. And it's been that way for a long time. And perhaps it's never done before. It's never been done before. Nobody's even sure if it has, but we're going to do it. We need these people here. We need people for this crisis. And we don't want to play any more political games. I've been waiting for 2.5 years, 3 years for some of these people. And they're great people. They left law firms. They left jobs. They gave up everything to do it, and they've been waiting for 3 years, 2.5 years, 2 years, 1 year to get approved. It's ridiculous. And everyone knows they're going to be approved. But there's only so many hours in the day when you go through judges and you go through lengthy hearings on judges that they know should be approved immediately, and they could do it in one session, and they could do it in 1 hour. And instead it takes them many days. In order to advance the health and security of our nation and all nations, as we announced yesterday, the U.S. government has put a hold on funding to the WHO, World Health Organization.
Apologies if somebody finds this offensive, but it's not copywritten. I'd love to use LA Oldies.
We took decisive action and early life-saving action to suspend travel from China. They didn't want to do it. They were angry that we did it. It was early on. They were angry that we did it. Took them a long time to realize what was going, but I have a feeling they knew exactly what was going on. Tragically, other nations put their trust in the WHO, and they didn't do any form of ban. And you see what happened to Italy, you see what happened to Spain, you see what happened to France. WHO's guidance had failed to control their borders at a very crucial phase. Quickly, our nation's dedicated workers in the food processing profession, because it's a profession. It's incredible what they do. Food processing, and they're keeping our grocery stores full. Shelves are not bare like the shelves that I inherited when we took over the stockpile, the medical stockpile. Announcing
I think I see
exactly what's happening. You already know we'll be opening up states, some states much
right
sooner
there.
than others. And we think some of the states can actually open up before the deadline of May 1st. And that will be a very exciting time indeed. Governors are looking forward. They're chomping at the bit to get going. Again, not all states are the same. They're very different. Some are having very little
See
problem.
that?
Some have done such a good job that they have very little problem, and they're ready.
I just love these old radios with the kludgy bodged on parts. Look at the back of this circuit board. Something like this would never ever fly today. It's just, it's like a total bodge job. And then they put wax on these disc capacitors to hold them down. What's the point of that when you have this thing flopping around in the wind? Look at that, 470 at 6.3. Today that would be the size of a pencil eraser.
And this is really due not only to our technology, but how that technology is utilized to save lives. At the same time, I'm inspired by the American people who continue social distancing.
Oh yes,
These cases
so
continue to
inspirational.
decline because of the strong work of the American people. Also wanted to let you know that we do have 9 states that's best for their communities. They are at the front line. And I wanted to conclude by really thanking my PEPFAR teams around the world who have been working tirelessly throughout the world to ensure that Africa and Asia doesn't experience this level of infections that we have seen here. They've turned over their capacities from their embassies. Our U.S. hires throughout the world, our ambassadors, are still on the front line with our local staff, working with ministries of health to confront this virus around the...
Is strong, resilient, and safe. And in fact, our food supply chain has shown tremendous agility in shifting production and logistics so suddenly from restaurant and institutional settings to retail settings. To all the employers out there in this sector, it's critical that you follow CDC guidelines and guidance and best practices to keep them
health whatsoever.
Where you really say go.
Emily Valdez, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Students at Cal State Dominguez Hills are using a lab on campus to make hundreds of face shields to donate to healthcare professionals and organizations and agencies.
And I remember how we landed on that.
Done 99.9%.
전심.
Prenda tu información. Y por eso
라디오 정의당 한
그렇죠.
근데 그 30%는 대표
great dip.
It is a good working radio.
Además es mi camarada.
like, hey.
Not cool.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, right. I mean, they
Start here at 2020census.gov. 不是用电脑了。
From 19 people. And, you don't want the government to rush in too soon to try to correct things. And in all honesty, I mean, if you look at the statistics, there's now
Healthcare workers. So before I sign off here, Mr. President, I want to remind Recluse.
Wicked versus a unanimous decision that commerce was
Enormous number of hours spent in front of the television looking at
I should spray this.
cases. Already down to 24,000 new daily cases per day.
Only a test. Today is a great day testing. This is only a test.
17.
This is a test. This is a test. This is only a test. This is only a test. 또 돈을 내. Testing. This is a...
It's 160 meters. Let me go up to shortwave 2. Should have WWV here. And on 10. See, let's go up to shortwave 3. We should have WWV on 15. Probably needs an external antenna to work any good. See, WWV should be on 20. Oh, this does 20, goes up to 26. Oh, should be able to get some CB radio here. Oh yeah, Lady Mermaid.
Mermaid, California, rock in the mail. Bye, bye, bye.
Nothing but the best.
Bye. Hey, People's Choice, Lady Mermaid, California said bye, bye, bye. Lady Mermaid, California goes.
That's right, People's Choice. Ooh, sideband. This doesn't have a BFO, so I can't tune that in. Alright, well this is good. This is happy. It's a nice radio.
오후 4시부터 11시까지 오픈합니다.
한남체 인력 팔레스 뷰티 코로나19 예방. Dando la luz con nuestra 9, 2, de las rodillas a la ventana.
It's a model R441B if you want to get your eBay search on for Lady Mermaid. Okay, back to the Sony TFM96. Let's recap this thing, or I will recap this thing. Originally, I had this working some years ago before I kind of shelved it and the batteries leaked, but I replaced just the minimal number of caps to get it to play so that I could make sure that it was worthy. So I need 3 100s. These big ones are all 100s. Now I've got a bunch of 100s here. These are 100 at 50 volt. These are 100 at 25 volt. That's 100 at 35 volt. So that's the size difference. So today this is 100 at 10 volts. So when this was new, I think this radio is from 64. 100 at 10 volts is the same size as 100 at 50 volts now. I don't even know if you can buy 100 at 10 volts. It'd be tiny. I'll do this one first. I have to lift the shield up here. You always got to make sure you get these in the right way. I know I got to always say that. You never know when somebody new might be watching this about how to repair a radio, but these are polarized. They go in a specific way. This is a 10. I have some 10s. This is what a new tin looks like. This is what the old tin looks like. Okay, on this one here that came out of right here, here's the new one. 10 UF at 0.9 ohms. Here's the old one. Weird how the capacitance went up 4 times and the ESR went up 16 times. Well, something like that. Okay, here's the old 33. Here's a new 33. Not much of a difference. The radio would play fine with that. It wouldn't affect it at all. Here's the 100. It's up at 235. Here's the new 100. Okay, all the electrolytics have been changed. They're all good. That should make the recap freaks happy. I'm going to put it back together. I expect it to work. It worked before. As long as I got the battery cleaned up good enough.
full day برای شما کار کنه 30,000 تومان بهش بدید. یعنی نصف حقوق یه روزه کارگر. داده ماست خریده.
And the new guidelines, I want to thank Dr. Burks, I want to thank Dr. Fauci, and I want to thank
Today joined the president to meet with
decision to enter the transfer portal today. Takes you up to 5-star USC recruits. By
America again. President.
the minimum level. There's some people unemployed.
De prensa. Esto no es limosna. Esto es dinero bien merecido que tienen los latinos. Qué bonitas palabras. Aquí tienes a Pepe Aguilar. Somos recuerdo. Buenas tardes.
Love me some Backstreet Boys. Sounds okay. Pretty impressive if it gets this station. This station's a long way away.
I'm Jacob Margolis. And working off Jacob's story, the U.S. Drought Monitor is out with its latest map, and it's got California upside down. Southern California, which is typically dry, is drought-free thanks to University. Move comes after a player tested.
Actually, this radio works very good. Well, this has got to be one of the most selective, sensitive, little tiny AM/FM pocket radio type transistor radios I've ever seen. This sucker is selective. I mean, it is the IF is really narrow and sharp on this. This thing really works good.
Visits to senior living facilities, however, should remain in hospitals prohibited. Large venues can operate, but solely under moderate physical distancing, and elective surgeries can resume on an outpatient and inpatient basis. Phase 3. And so phase 3, I won't go through in detail, is essentially returning to our new normal with all of what we talked about through all phases.
Our new normal.
The good hygiene practices, continuing the respect for spaces between individuals, because we know that we still have